not many people at the top of the sports often asked to change the entire format.
Right.
And as someone who studied Magnus so much, I would agree with you as well that I do get the feeling that he wants to be challenged a bit more, where he reached a point where he feels a bit stagnated, at least at the World Championship. And that's why he's setting personal goals of just wanting to reach a rating of 2,800 or 2,900. So it seems interesting that he's now setting his own goals because the World Championship itself is not exciting him enough. So that's a very interesting point. We were talking about Fischer random chess. You did concede that probably at a very high level, at a grandmaster level, it might be the step forward. At least any level below that, classical chess still has merit to it. So I just so I get it right, let's do a thought experiment. So you have two people who are equally intelligent, measured by the same test, and they both know how to play chess, but one person knows openings, one person doesn't know openings. If they both play chess, the person who knows openings is more likely to win.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But if they were both to play Fischer random chess, then you would assume that the game is a lot more competitive because the advantage that openings gives you is completely neutralized.
Yeah. That's accurate.
And you get the feeling that maybe 10 years down the line, at least at a higher level, Fischer random chess might be the kind of
I'm hesitant to put a timeline on it because people have been predicting the demise of regular chess for a very long time. But
does something need to happen?
What's that?
Does something need to happen?
I'm more on Magnus's side, where I think I like his idea of speeding up the World Championship and mixing the time control. And to me, right now, that would be sufficient. Because what Magnus has pointed out is that if you do that, it enables you to play a lot more games.
Yeah.
Because as it is, every game is taking 5-6 hours. So if you say, okay, we're going to get the two best players together, they can play a series of games over a month. If they're playing classical games, the sample is still going to be quite small. Magnus did a well-known interview with Lex Friedman where he made a good point about in low-scoring sports, the variance is higher. So something like soccer or hockey, and he put chess in this category where there are not a lot of goals or points scored. The variance is going to be higher. And chess, he's referring to scoring as winning a game. Mm-hmm. So he's saying the variance is extremely high, even in a 14-game match, because 80% of the games are likely to be draws right off the bat, and maybe 100% out of those 14. So what he wants is faster games, and it's counterintuitive that faster games, which might seem more random, there's actually less variance because overall you're playing a lot more moves. Yeah. So yes, you might make one very uncharacteristic sort of brain fart in one game, but if you're able to play, say, instead of that same day where you were going to play one classical game, you can play 4 rapid games, or you can play, 12 blitz games. So that's where I think that should be the next step before Fischer random. But I also always say on Perpetual Chess, on my podcast, like, you really need to ask the top players. I mean, it's great. I'm first and foremost a chess fan, and I have my opinions. But the fact that the world champion is not incentivized to defend his title, and Fabiano Caruana, who played him in 2018, recently said that he also prefers these faster games, even though he doesn't consider it his best form personally. So I think you've got to confer with them, and but I would love to see something like what Magnus envisions of a mix of game speeds. But I'm telling you, every time I say that on the podcast, I get tons of emails from people who love things the way they are. So
I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail. Exactly. Thank you, Ben. Firstly, Gary Kasparov is sending the email as we speak.
Yeah, well, tell him to come on Perpetual Chess when you hear from him.